issue that I brought up. That's one. And also, two, the basic thought of Thomism is that the Son is the formal sign or formally signifies the Father. And that's the thing is, and then if we say like formal sign is taken as analogical, and let's say the formal concept of Son is exhausted by being both other and of the Father. When we look at the categories of Aristotle, only like univocal predicates can be used to have like real definitions. Analogical predicates, as such, they literally shift the meaning according to the analogates. So if Thomists are claiming that formal concept of son is exhausted by like an analogical predicate, then the concept cannot have like a fixed essence across all its instances, because that would be to make it equivocal. It's not a rigid designator in a Kripkean sense. And so, because such a concept without a fixed essence is not truly definable or intelligible, that exhaustion is incoherent. So, whenever you have like a relational concept, right, contrapositive relational concepts, like there's a like a contrapositive dependence relation, I guess, like relational concepts, right? Whenever you have those kinds of things, they still require a foundation. When you have like a purely relational concept, something being other and of, that depends on the nature of X force intelligibility. And this is the issue with immanent realism. And if the predicate applied to it is analogical, then the very nature of the relation changes with the subject. And again, the instability means the concept cannot be exhaustively captured by the predicate without collapsing into vagueness or equivocation. And that's actually Scotus' critique on Aquinas, because Aquinas doesn't believe there's distinct formal contents in God. He only believes everything is virtually contained in God. So there's no formal principle that can ground this real distinction of other formal concepts. This issue. And amongst other things, of course, Scotus critique, but also any claim that an analogical predicate exhausts the concept is contradictory, because an analogy always leaves room for what Aquinas would call dissimilitude, right? And so the only way, like, thing I need for me to collapse the Trinitarian into like one person is that they say the persons are materially identical to the one res, or that one esse implicator, and the persons are only virtually distinct from the essence. And virtual distinctions have some foundation in reality, but are still based on ways of conceptualizing the same thing or the same res. That's the only thing. Um, So again, in domestic analogy, every analogical name or predicate, whatever you want to call them, all of those things um, have like an intrinsic element of what is called dissimilitude. And if the name son or word is analogical, then there is by definition something in the referent that's dissimilar to what the name captures. So that means that the analogical name cannot be exhausted by person's intelligibility. And I've had multiple conversations. Like Peter, Khalil Landani agrees with my critique, and he's a professor of theology. Um, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I had a conversation with Khalil Landani the other day. The Muslim professor. He actually didn't have an issue with our theology or with oneness theology the way I explained it. Um, he thought it was pretty interesting, actually. He said his argument then would just try to argue that the early church believed Trinity, which was interesting. He literally didn't have an issue with our view. He would just argue that the early church didn't teach Trinity. That's all you can do. Yeah, yeah, insane. Yeah, that's an interesting one. But man, Chris, like I have so many books. Like you know what's funny? Like these Trinitarians don't even try like attempt to come up with a debate anymore. Like because once you have the truth, it's hard to really just argue against the truth. Like because now they need to argue against this cloud of witness. Like I'm not arguing from a biased perspective. You know what I mean? Like they gotta argue so many different scholars. I mean the OGs. Yeah, yeah, you can't. Yeah. And like I said, it's just some Trinitarian told me like I was lying. They said I was lying on Aquinas. And then I showed them some of the things that Aquinas says, and they're like, yeah, no, he actually was very modalistic, my friend. Like, there's no reason for me to lie on him. He was modalist. Like, actually, he just was a sophisticated form of modalism. Obviously, he's going to have statements like the Father's not the Son's not the Father. But what's implied by his doctrine is this sophisticated form of modalism. Like literally, yeah. Probably like a semi-Aryan, like Hippolytus. Yeah. Then someone was arguing against the Aramaic targums. That was pretty funny. Um, they were like, we can't trust, we can't trust them. I was like, bruh, why? Why can't we trust the targums? And yeah, no real answer to that. It was just, I guess we can't because we can't. really weird. But I thought that was pretty funny. But I do have the Aramaic targums for Genesis though. Pulled open. I always got that on standby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's pretty funny. Big stretch. Yeah. No, they're not gonna care whether it's a stretch or not. Yes, yes, I do. No, not at all. I win. Yeah, I win. Still, I win. As long as I'm Trinitarian, I win. It's like, notice, like all of these books, even if it disagrees with me ultimately, I'm still gonna quote it, but like Trinitarians can't do the same thing. They can't quote a book that contradicts their view through and through, and then still, let it stand as it is. They have to try to reinterpret what the quote means. I'm like, dude, the whole purpose of the quote is to show you that this is how this author feels about XYZ, not to reinterpret the author that feels about X, Y, and Z into how you feel about X, Y, and Z. Like, it's ridiculous. Like actually, it honestly is ridiculous. And wisdom. No, seriously, that's how she sounds. That was hilarious. No, seriously, that's how he acts. It's like, dude, you're a grown man. Yes, yeah, he acts like a cartoon character. Yeah, yeah, that was hilarious. He was like, he's back, he's back. That was hilarious. I was like, he keeps coming back. Yeah, I'm gonna keep coming back. Not answer my questions, dude. What a butcher of the Greek. No, seriously. No one, yeah, exactly. No one answered my question. I wasn't being mean. Like, actually, no one